Dear colleagues and friends, I think with the invitation we take really pride for all of you who have made the way to Bremen, and if we look forward to the next 15 years of the work we are all confronted with, I think it's on our level to look for strategic partnerships, to reach out and make things happen which can only be framed on the top level, on a global level, but to bring it into action. This is our part, so this is why we're meeting here, and we really look forward to shape that agenda and to take action with all of you over the next years. So, progressive implementation, challenges, policy options, and instruments for creating livable cities for all. Shall we repeat the European experience? What we call progressive implementation is the example you can see in a few sketches, and then my chat is over. So this is now phase number 1. People are coming together, negotiating, planning, participatory process. We have been hearing about that. They come up with a full treatment scheme which will cope with the legal standard valid in this country, on paper. The full treatment scheme is there, on paper. Now, phase number 1 is that you implement the first treatment step of that full treatment idea. So you go for 70% reduction of organic load, and then the work actually starts. You haven't achieved anything, but then you start to monitor. Then you start to investigate. Then you start to get an idea of the dimension of the problem. Oh my goodness, we thought it would have been much more wastewater. Luckily we haven't constructed the whole thing, otherwise we would have over-dimensioned the system, right? Oh, it is much more wastewater actually. The second phase we need to construct much bigger. So as we go, the whole sector, meaning also the municipality, the national government, the supervisory body, need to learn to get their fingers not dirty but understand the dimension of the wastewater issue. Today they don't. We debate on technologies, we make best available technology implementation, and that's nonsense. We need to start to learn about the dimension of the problem. So that's phase number 1. After 5 years people are coming together again. What was the initial design like? What was the amount of wastewater we're getting? Okay, the second stage treatment, we thought it would be like that. Now let's design and implement the second stage treatment. In this case, after anaerobic treatment, for example, you have a planted gravel filter. This is doing step number 2. Okay, here we come again. We start to measure, we start to monitor, we start to learn, we share the results. We understand that, this second treatment is actually much better than we thought it would be. The population is developing a little bit different than we thought it would. And now we come ultimately with a decision. The latest technology is not what we thought it would be 15 years ago or 10 years ago. Now there's a third treatment step, a polishing point. Hooray! So we've got the whole treatment achieved, and we have a sector who has been learning, and that's about it. What we think is a little bit idealistic, I agree. 15 years is nothing if we look at how many years it has been taking in Europe to implement things. But this is the food for thought about progressive implementation I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much.